What's up, everybody? Big Herc 916. You know, I'm all about the positivity and the motivation. Hopefully you subscribe to the channel by now so that you can get a dose of this game. You know, I like to keep you guys laced up and hopefully creating a positive change in your life. I want to talk about jail ain't shit. Yeah, the people who brag about jail, prison, they really ain't about shit either. I got another channel called Fresh Out, Life After the Penitentiary, and I try to educate and bring awareness to the whole, jail prison system. But I don't brag about it. I don't make a joke of it. Well, I do make a joke of it. You guys like to talk about busting cheeks and, splitting wigs and all that shit. Because I guess, you find it funny, but there's nothing funny about doing time. And if you know people that brag about the fact that they went to jail, they probably garbage. Just keeping it real. Because most people who went to jail, if they really are about something, they'd be telling you that they wish they never went. They'd be telling you that it's a waste of fucking time and that if they had to do it all over again, they wouldn't go. They wouldn't have made the choices they made that led them to go to jail. A lot of people are making a lot of money off the jail system. You get a lot of people who are, whether it's guards working in the prison, wardens running the prison, Unicor, the work programs. It's a bunch of people making a lot of fucking money off of the jail shit. And everybody thinks it's a fucking game, which it is a game, and the people who are in it are being played. I went through the game. I got played. I learned a lot about myself, a lot about what I shouldn't have been doing, and I learned about what I should be doing. So I took my prison time and I educated myself. I wrote books in prison. I studied the law. I learned about commercial law, habeas corpuses, filing petitions, helping people with their child support, debt relief. I had a whole little legal team up in there. I wasn't chasing drugs. I wasn't in there acting like a motherfucking fool. I left all that shit to the knuckleheads. I was on some different time. I was in there getting my mind right. I know I made a mistake. I know I had to do the time. And so I focused on creating a better me. But make no mistakes, I don't brag about prison on my other channel. I don't want anybody to think that it's cool to go to prison, that going to jail makes you hard, makes you tough, makes you a man. It doesn't. What makes you a man is handling your business on the street, taking care of your family, being responsible for your kids, being productive, and actually trying to make something of your life, being a role model. That's what's important. Coming out with a bunch of tattoos, talking about you were this, you were that. Who gives a fuck? What are you doing now, motherfucker? Running around, living off your prison accolades? Don't nobody on the street give a fuck about your prison accomplishments. It don't mean shit. You don't own a house, you don't have a fucking car, you don't have a fucking job, you can't take care of your business, your kids, you delinquent on child support. You're a fucking bum. Clean your act up, get your shit together, take care of your kids first and foremost, and provide for your family. Be a positive role model. Tell these youngsters out here that prison ain't cool. Tell them to leave the motherfucking bullshit gangbanging alone, man, and to focus on getting an education, man. Gangbang in the corporate world. Gangbang for success, motherfucker. Be a baller in the office building, or own some motherfucking shit. You're making all that money on the street, go buy up the neighborhood. Have interest invested in the things around you. Because when you go to prison for shit that you don't own, whether it be a neighborhood, a street, a block, or whatever the case may be, you realize that you're really the sucker, man. Because you bought into the bullshit. You thought that the shit was real, and it wasn't real. It's a fucking joke. and everybody up in there wants to get the fuck out. I ain't never seen nobody in prison. Actually, you know what? I have seen a couple guys who really are scared to death for freedom, so they enjoy prison. They don't mind doing time, man. They're happy with a prison job, you know. They're happy with prison wages, and they're happy with just seeing their family on the weekend visits. I stay the fuck away from guys like that. Those motherfuckers were a cancer. I stayed away from them. But jail ain't shit, prison ain't shit, and the people that work in those places a lot of times start off good people, but when bad things happen, they roll with it. So it fucks up everything gets all fucked up. It's a fucked up situation all the way around the board. Good dudes going to prison, and sometimes they have to do things they don't want to do, and you know what I mean? It changes people, man, and there's no guarantee when you go to prison you're gonna come out a better person. You might come out fucked up. You might come out hooked on drugs. You might have got assaulted in there. You might have got sexually assaulted in there. You might have got beat down by the guards. You might have got beat down by the inmates. You might have just caught a bunch of beat downs. So jail ain't cool. It ain't nothing to brag about. A real OG is gonna tell you, go to fucking school, man. I'm not saying you gotta go to a 4-year and just get in debt. I'm saying go to a junior college first of all, figure out what you want to do, or maybe even take a trade. Go to, you know, but get you an education. And the thing about college, man, somebody was asking me about college and is it a waste of time and money? Well, you spend a lot of money to get an education, but you're spending money for contacts. When you go to certain schools, it's all about the alumni. You know what I mean? It's all about that college's endowment. When you got schools that got big money, that means they got big connections. I was just talking to somebody, and they told me about Harvard's endowment. Now, a nice school might have 600 million. I'm talking about a nice school, 600 million in their endowment, as far as what their alumni have to work with, you know, as far as programs, school material, buildings, you know, just furthering their educational goals. Well, 600 million. Harvard has an endowment of $42 billion. Yeah, the people going to Harvard, man, they're getting it in. So you guys think this shit's a joke, man. You think it's a joke and you run around and you're doing bullshit. Man, you don't even understand the disparity, how big the gap is. You motherfuckers better wake up, man. I'm trying to lace you up, man, because jail ain't shit. You watch my show, Prison Talk, I kick a lot of shit, but on this channel right here, it's all about motivation, and I'm trying to lace y'all up, man. Get you a motherfucking education, be smart about yourself, and if you are doing dirt, start investing your money, get the fuck out the game, go legit, start you a business, start buying some property, get some income coming in, and make the transition, man. Make the transition, because eventually, if you get caught up, you go to that motherfucking cage. Motherfuckers don't give a fuck in there. You know, I've seen the biggest of the big get their wig split, and I see motherfuckers with a lot of money that are still stuck. So jail ain't shit. Wisen up. Be about your game. Big Herc, man. I'm kicking this shit and I'm spitting it. Keeping it raw with y'all. Rappers be talking all that bullshit, but they ain't spitting it like this. Some niggas is fake. They ain't been through this shit, because if they had, they wouldn't be bragging about, oh, Rico and all this shit. Nigga, you don't want no fucking Rico. You don't want no motherfucking CCE. Yeah, go look that shit up. Yeah, you get that shit on you and get that fucking indictment, they sweep up about 20 or 30 of your homeboys and everybody telling, you gonna know what the fuck I'm talking about. Big Herc 916, jail ain't shit.